and we're going to do some harvest weigh-in live. See, I didn't tighten this all the way. Let's see. Get everything tightened. All right, get you up a little bit. Oh, sorry. I thought I had it hooked up and then it went wonky. All right, let's see. Here are all the veggies we have to weigh and do something with. So getting sun's going down, but Chris thinks he can finish that other garden today. So have at it. So this is what I do. I've got a lot of tomatoes. I'm gonna have to get another plate because we'll get the big tomatoes out of the way first. And those are the better boys. This week we've already harvested 40.4 ounces. So then we zero that out. And let's get all of our tomatoes on here. I only have one that I can put like right into the freezer. And yes, I freeze these for sauce. Or we eat them. However it goes. All right, these are heirloom. That's an heirloom. That's an heirloom. This is an heirloom. All right. So there, and we had one of these. That little one there. That'll go right into the freezer bag for sauce. So there we have, welcome. Please like. Thanks for the like. 40.5. So the regular better, I'm calling these better boy for lack of a better term. I think they are an heirloom, but we're going to call them better boy because they're more round. And we'll separate. We'll give them a cheap cost, even though I know some of these are Uluru Ochre and they're a new variety of patio, but look how huge they are. Right, 40.5. That's like 80.9. That's almost 90 ounces this week. 40.5, 4.5. That's crazy. So yeah, that is 80.8, 0.9 ounces. That's crazy. All right. So that's that. And I'm going to let these go right into the window with the other tomatoes. I'll turn that one out towards the, it has a little green over here still. So I'm going to turn that side more to the sunny area. I'm going to keep that other one out because I'm going to process that. Okay, so that's one tomato. And then we have these tomatoes here also that we had. This is the 40.4 ounces that we got earlier in the week. So looks like this one's ready to go. I'll cut that spot out and then freeze that for sauce. The rest of these are going to go into the window. I'm going to turn this one and they will, like I even pick anything green before a frost I pick because if I have it, I can put it in the window and it'll generally, it is rare. I had very few ever rot on me. So these two are going into the freezer bag. I'm going to put them over here on this counter for when I'm ready to process those. I've got some tomatoes I'm going to go ahead and process. So that one's no good. But these I need to process. And that one's a bad one. And then, so I clean these off. And then these will go also in a freezer bag. These were picked earlier. How many were these? 10.3 ounces. But we're getting ready to add a few more to this. just had some that were split. Chris likes eating the split ones. I don't normally like process the sweet ones, for lack of a better term. They usually go to the worms or whatever. All right, so there are cherry tomatoes I could pick out there, but I'm not going to. So that's zeroed out again. I'm going with these. Oh, I had a San Marzano tomato I missed. That one's split. These are all ready to go frozen. That one's split too. I'll let that one stay because I'm going to stick these right in the freezer. Is that all the cherry tomatoes? I think so. All right, so that's only 2.5 ounces, but we had the 10.3 earlier, making a total of 12.8 ounces. Total. Oh, there's another one. That's a freebie. So that's going to go all in here. And those are all going to get processed and washed for to be frozen. I'll make sauce out of all that. So, and let me tell you, I did just cherry tomatoes last year, and the sauce, it was the best sauce I've ever had in my life. Oh my gosh, so good. It's ridiculously sweet though. I'm just washing these real quick so they can get ready to be frozen. We eat a lot of cherry tomatoes, but what we don't eat goes into the freezer bag. I'm charging right now. I'll turn the camera around next time I come over here to do this. Washing off those two bigger tomatoes there. Now, I don't think we had many green beans this last week, so let's do green beans next. I'll put them in here and then I'll wash them out in that other. Zero out. Here we go. See how many beans. Now I have shorts for anyone watching. I have shorts that show previous week's weigh-in. And I bought these raised garden beds, and so I asked if anyone wanted to see, like, if I buy these garden beds, how much food can I produce? Is it worth it? Oh my gosh. I've already bought like 1.5 this month, I think. So now these green beans, I'll just snip these ends off, wash them and freeze them. I don't blanch them or do any of that. I try to keep it simple. I mean, after all, they're going to be frozen, and these cook really well after they're frozen. So they're going to be frozen and they're going to be cooked after they're frozen. So, and they're great because I just plop them out of the bag into a little bit of water, and they're easy. They're so quick to be done. All right, so in the green bean category, this is the first harvest this week. Now, we've been in drought, so some of these beans look a little weak, and that's why I haven't been watering over there. But I put the water on for like, I don't know, a couple hours this week, and everything is blooming again. So we're going to get a whole nother big, like, bunch of green beans within the next, oh my gosh, 3 weeks. So we're just harvesting like crazy here. So green beans, 10.9. And what's crazy is, like, After I watered them this time, all of a sudden the leaves are getting like big and leathery and they're just, I don't know what happened. It's gone crazy. All right, we have 10.9 ounces of green beans. So awesome. All right, these are going to go in the colander to be washed. And I'll do those later because I do need to take the tops off and stuff. And there's a way I wash them to make sure all the dirt comes off, because green beans, if you've never grown them, they have these fine little like hairs. It's almost like Velcro. It's really wild. You'd never see that in the grocery store or know it. By the time you go in the grocery store, all those little fine hairs have died. So wild. All right, let's do the heirlooms next. Get those out of the way. They're big honking. And this is ripe, by the way. These stay a little green. This is a little hard, but this is super soft down in this pink area. So what do we got there? Oh, I missed a tomato. I missed 2 tomatoes, actually. All right, and the heirloom, 24.6 ounces. These tomatoes are huge. So the total this week on the heirlooms is 32.7 ounces on the heirloom babies. Sweet. All right. They're going to go in the window as well. Actually, a couple of these tomatoes here, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, they're soft. I'm going to go ahead and get them processed. So the ones that were in that other plate. So I'm going to process those. Freeze them for, I left that really nice heirloom one out for a slicing tomato this week. And I just leave those in the window as well. It's a little more time, but it ain't gonna matter. Ain't gonna matter. All right, what are we doing now? We'll count these persimmons because we got 4 persimmons. These are Fuyu persimmons off of our tree. These are so easy to grow. Everything we do is organic here. We don't, if the bugs get them, they get them. But Fuyus seem to be very resilient. These sell in the store. I've not seen them yet in the store. These sell for $2 for $3. Last I looked. They're non-astringent. They're not like the wild American persimmon. Okay, so the persimmons, we have 4. And that's it. So that's $6 right there. So easy. And I don't know if we'll have one for dinner tonight or not. And those, you can do like apples. You can do breads with them. Like you would a zucchini bread. Just replace the zucchini with persimmon. They make beautiful breads. And then what I've done too is like make nice thin slices this way and lay them on top, and it's beautiful. Bakes beautifully. So I think there's a video out there of me doing that. That's why these 2 I'm throwing the San Marzanos in, even though these are pretty select tomatoes. I'm throwing them in with the miscellaneous. We got another 5 ounces that I missed earlier. So that's 85.9 ounces on the tomatoes. Let me turn this towards you. Now this one I can already see it has a bad spot. Oh, maybe it's not a bad spot. I think it's just where a leaf, it looked like a bad spot. I think it's where a leaf leaned up against it. So those are also going in my window here. And I just pick them up every day, throw them in the freezer bag or whatever. I'll do something with it, or that's kind of how I do those tomatoes. A lot, like we get so many that a lot of them end up just in the freezer bag for sauce later. Now, okra. Let's talk okra. This thing is huge, bigger than my hand. Normally, these are very woody when they get this big. This one might be. We'll see. It's pretty big. Chris is always surprised. He's like, "Well, I looked at it yesterday. It was tiny because I can't harvest these." Um, and they'll go out there and they'll be like this big. I was like, "Yeah, it's why you have to harvest them every day. If you skip a day, they'll get gigantic." But what I found I do is I will cut these in half, which I do with most of our okra. This is how I prepare it. I cut it in half, and then I sprinkle, I put olive oil and everything on it, and then I put lemon pepper on it, and I roast it. And it takes away all of that mucusy kind of thing that a lot of people don't like about okra, that roasting process, and then you're left with a beautiful. And let me tell you, if you get them like close to burnt, they'll be almost like a French fry. They'll be super crunchy. So I do like them. So let's weigh these out here. The okra. And now the okra, what I do is I save it in my refrigerator. I wash it, put it in the refrigerator, and I save it up. And then when I get so many, I either freeze it. I did some just in the freezer. I've never done this before, so don't take my word on freezing okra, except the second way I'll tell you I've done it. So we've been trying to eat as much of this as we can. And in fact, we could eat all of this like tonight. Once it roasts, it shrinks down a lot. So you're not left with much. So the other thing I've been doing, I've been putting it in whole, like these smaller ones, the average ones. I've been putting them in whole. I think I did a mix though, actually. And I'm going to see how they freeze whole. And then I did some where I already breaded them and everything. And then I let that freeze, put them in a bag. So I have some pre-breaded. I don't like frying. So, and when I bread them, I cook them to death. I took this off and didn't even weigh it. All right, is that it? I see another green bean too. That's going to go in the free green bean pile. It's so easy to miss some stuff here. All right, green bean pile. Okra, how much should we end up with? 15.6. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, y'all. Good seeing you. Hope you're having a good Saturday. 15.6 ounces of okra, making it 9, 15. 22.5 ounces total because we got 6.9 ounces earlier in the week. So, and that is right here. This is how I store them. These are ready to be processed. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. So, but that's what I do. I kind of just wash them, put them on a napkin, put them in the fridge, and then, yeah, we get enough, I'll make a dinner. So, and these are easy to process. They're easy because like I said, I just wash them and wash them and put them in a bowl there. And then, of course, I change out my bowl like every week to keep things clean. All right. Down to the peppers. And the peppers I kind of just do as like a mixed miscellaneous pepper thing in one pot. The only thing I weigh separately are the bell peppers. Shishito, these can be expensive, shillitos and bell pepper, but the banana pepper, but you'll see when we go back and look at our spreadsheet what we've got going on. All right, 32, 22, 10.9 ounces. Persimmons. And I have a lot of bell pepper out there. I'm trying to let some go red. So here we go. I should probably put the shishito in on the bottom because they fill up a lot. Now what do I do with these? I roast these. I'll put them in on my like my iron skillet and roast them, get them blistered, and we'll just eat them whole. I also did them on the grill where I put them on a skewer. I have these smaller bamboo skewers, and I just put them on there, and I basted them with a little bit of olive oil and Worcestershire. They were delicious. And I kept basting them a little bit so that Worcestershire flavor would seal in. You could do, whatever. You could do miso, soy, something probably. All right. I don't know what kind of I think some of these are Cubanelles. I have mystery peppers. I don't know what I've got out there. All right, we're going to have to weigh this out in 2 parts. We got 12.3 on the first weigh in. And we have watermelon to harvest. And the price dropped on those from like the seeded melons from $9.99 to $7.99. I guess they're just trying to push them end of season. All right, second banana pepper weigh-in was 12.7. So it's 25.0 ounces on the peppers. And last but not least, this is going to be so fun. But this kind of sucks because I wanted to see. Chris has been so anxious about this. So y'all, here it is. We harvested our first beet out of the garden. These were planted about a month and a half ago. The greens make a lovely salad. And they taste quite a bit like the beet. So, it has a really earthy flavor to the leaves in the salad. So I like to just do it as a salad as opposed to cooking them. And I like roasting my beets. So, but I don't know. I may harvest more tomorrow. I don't know. The week's not over yet. We may have to add to this list. And then we also harvested our first carrot because Chris is like, they look ready to harvest. But you can see that it's a nice roasting size. But that's about it. And I don't know what to do with carrots other than eat them as I pull them. And that's probably what we'll do. Because, carrots when they're frozen, they tend to get a little rubbery. Unless you do them in a dish, then they can be okay. Let's cut off I'll make it fair. We'll cut off most of that tail. We got a 1 ounce carrot there. 1 ounce. Weighing in our first carrot. Please hit the like. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to cut the tail off of this beet here and cut off all the greens. Woo! Nothing like getting dirt everywhere. Oh, beautiful. 4 ounce beet. Yes. And these are Detroit beets. I'll take it. I just want to make a raw beet salad right now. Oh. I forgot. I didn't show anybody this last week. But while you're here, I did a thing. So I just did some pickled okra. And I wanted to kind of make them like Wickles okra, but I don't like them so sweet. And I used 1 part regular sugar. I used 1 part um, swerve sugar, granulated. A little bit of vinegar, a bunch of water. I got pickling spice in there, and I've got a clove in there. And when you pickle your okra too, if you're one that doesn't like that sliminess, pickling them like this, and this is a quick pickle. This isn't like hard canning, anything difficult. These were done like 4 days ago. Oh, and I put some hot pepper flakes in there, red pepper flakes. Um, but Chris tried them today. I've not. Let me try one. Chris tried them for breakfast. He said they could be a little bit more spicy. I haven't eaten today, so I need. This will be my breakfast too, actually. So let's see. Here we go. Move this out of the way. Get that beet off. We got the beet. All right, there we go. But he said they need a little bit more heat. So I think what I'll do, well, I'm going to probably reuse this liquid, but the next one I'll put it back in the pan and just maybe not reuse it. Maybe just the spices. Here we go. It's still really crunchy. Yeah. Needs a little more vinegar. Needs a little more time. I did these only 2 days ago. Really good. So I just you want to pack these in as much as you can, and make sure pickling spice, your seasoning, pot, put in water, vinegar, taste it. And then you'll pour the boiling water over these, and you can even reuse the jar from the store, honestly, as long as it's very clean. And then you pour that over there. And then you want to take the back of a spoon, or the handle of a spoon, and put it down in there to try and get all the air bubbles out. It's really good. I'm happy with that. But yeah, I agree. It needs more time, more heat. It's going to be divine. All right. Now, to process some of this stuff. Right now, those peppers are going in a bowl for now, because I don't want to deal with them today. And I'm doing lives because I had surgery. I had surgery. I've been in recovery for that, with physical therapy, and I just had a really, really rough week. I'm behind on editing. I canceled. I do live music trivia every Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern. I didn't do that this week because I'm overwhelmed, y'all. So I'm just kind of taking you on a live of stuff I have to do to help me not be overwhelmed anymore. I had to get stuff planted. I have to get stuff processed. And so for those of you who didn't understand, like when I say I'm kind of overwhelmed, this is why. All right, so we'll just put this in here. But most of the processing I do, I'm not canning a lot of stuff. I'm not, doing any of that heavy duty process stuff. Most of what I do is freeze. So happy for, I'm blessed. So in my freezer, I had so many meals prepared for my surgery. We've gone through all of them. I have a casserole. What is it left? What is that? It's a, my bug jumped far. It's a cabbage and carrot casserole. I'm going to make that tomorrow. I need to take some kind of meat out or something. Oh, I have hamburger meat. I have hamburgers actually already cooked in the freezer. Because what I do Wednesday, instead of going live, I cooked out on the grill. Now, I did that, and then I was just like, this is just like cutting. I cooked out on the grill to make it easier, like less dishes. So, all right, let's go over here. We'll process some of this. Let's see. I don't know what to do with the carrot and the beet yet. This will go over here because it's in line to be processed. I should fill some of those peppers tomorrow, like do stuffed peppers somehow. You know what? Oh, that's what I'll do. I have some stuffing mix. Maybe what I'll do is dice up like this carrot, not the beet, but the carrot and some onion. I have some celery in there and just make a veggie heavy kind of dressing and then stuff that in the peppers and then bake them. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll do that. A little cheese or something maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking. All right. Now I was live earlier and I had to my phone died. I had it plugged in, but apparently not all the way. Let's go all the way. All right. I can see already my bowl is not big enough for that. I guess I'm gonna have two big bowls of okra. Oops, don't fall. Don't fall. Right, get this done first. It's the easiest. That's the other thing. It's hard for me to. Luckily, we had bought this faucet, and it comes far out. But when I get a physical therapy, and I have to wash my hands before we get started, reaching that sink has been. That faucet has been difficult. Get those hands on them. It's pretty much what I do. It'll be interesting to see if these giant ones, because these are bigger than the last ones, especially this one is so big. Be interesting to see if that tenderizes when I roast it like the other ones did. I hate wasting food. Not that we waste a lot because we have worms. So what we don't eat goes to the worms. And the okra is still putting out flowers, so they're just amazing producers. We only put out we have 5 plants or something. 6, maybe. That's it. All right, so that's it for my okra. Oh, missed one. Look at that monster. Hiding in plain sight. All right. So again, like I said, I roasted some that were monsters, and they roasted fine. Let me get my scale away. All right. There we go with the green beans. Green beans. Oh, let me just process these because these are ready to go. Let me get my frozen tomato bag. I'm working on my 4th bag of frozen tomatoes here. Isn't that crazy? I have a giant stock pot that's going to be happy to process all those. So here, I look for bad spots. I cut out the center so I don't have to do that later. And that way it's just dump them in the pot and go. Right, check for any bad spots. Now I'm debating whether to get a mill or not. I know a lot of people are just using their, I don't care if I see seeds or skin. I know a lot of people are just using an immersion blender now, and they're not even milling out the seeds and skin. So I'm tempted to get a mill, but they're expensive. And the problem with stuff coming in to the country now, and has been a problem for a bit, is that it'll say stainless steel or something, and then it's not really stainless steel. And so if I'm going to buy something, so this one, you see it had a few bad spots, but everything else looks great. So I don't even know that those are bad spots, just maturing mushes. Last little tomato here. That, and then these little creatures here, I just dump them in. Oh, I saw one with a stem. Is that 2 with a stem? No. Here we go, almost another full gallon bag of tomatoes. And we should get enough for another gallon bag, but what it'll cook down to, we'll see. Last year, since I did the cherry tomatoes separate from the regular tomatoes, just as a test, that video is available. This year, I'm just mixing them. It'll just make these sauces taste that much better. So, that sweetness, I mean, it's amazing. Let me go put these back in the freezer. All right, so that's processed. That's processed. I just have to do the green beans now. Now, the peppers, what I've been doing is we've either been eating them raw or I've cut them up. Even the banana peppers or whatever, I'll cut them up into strips for fajitas, tostadas, whatever. And then I've also been freezing some, doing the same thing, just cutting them in strips and freezing them. So these are beautiful beans. They're super tender. So unless you get them way too long like this, like that's kind of tough there. I'm just going to give that to the worm. This one too. You can go to the worm. No, that one's not. So this one I'm not going to give to the worms because the seeds aren't as developed as those others were. It's still almost straight, whereas these you can really, it's really pronounced. So they do not make the cut. Chris has said he sent some beans to his coworker, took some in, and they were like, oh my gosh, more please. I don't know. These are so delicious and tender and stringless, and I just can't see myself going back to growing like plain green beans. Some of these are wonky looking. I told you the drought really made these wonky. Nah, see, we got flour coming in. Cut a little bit too much. One year I planted green beans in the big 30-inch tall gardens, and I didn't realize the deer would jump our fence, the little fence, and they did. They ate all the tops off my green beans. And then they came back like champions. They were amazing. Like some of them were just down to the stems. And I was just shocked that they came back. But I was like, I'm not going to pull it. I'm not going to give up on them. I think gardening, you get a lesson in patience. I think it's fun just to experiment. And y'all, this is all organic. I use no chemicals. Everything I use, I look it up. And there's a OMRI, Organic Materials Research Institute. And they certify, you can get your items certified organic from them, depending on the ingredients. And everything I buy, certified organic. And even some of the organic stuff, I'm like, I don't know if I want to eat that. So some stuff I just omit anyway, out of preference. Like I love the look of those metal garden beds, but I won't use that corrugated or zinc stuff. That's why these have a PPE coating, and I'm fine with that because they have the PPE coating. And that is a food grade type thing. Whereas the zinc, the metal zinc that they're using in some of these modern garden beds, that has lead in it. I just don't. I love the look. I love that it's a money saver. But I'm not that desperate. We're almost done. Almost done here. These beans. So the other thing is we have a concert going on that we're going to this coming week. We bought tickets a while back. We're going to go see Yes, or who's remaining of Yes. I think they're playing all of, I forget which album. 71 album. Why can't I think of it? Tired and I'm hungry. But anyway, that's what we'll be doing next Friday. And we got a hotel because I have points. So we're going to go in early, check in, go have food somewhere. I think we're within walking distance, depending on my energy level, how I'm feeling, my shoulder, all that. Not with just Uber over. We'll just Uber over. But yeah. And the hotel is free because, you know, all of our points. We were kind of arguing on over who was going to use their hotel points. Because I have Marriott and Chris has IHG. You know, we did that on our Detroit trip. But it was so funny. I had him do the IHG account, and then I found my IHG account card from when I worked and had all my. I had a bunch of hotel accounts when I worked. I have a bunch of rental car accounts too. All right, so these I just basically. I'm going to turn the water down a little bit. I'll bring you closer. Come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man. So big and so strong. I better not get a copyright. But like I said, these, if you've never had or picked fresh green beans, they have like, if you go this way on them, they feel like a shark. Feel like shark skin. So I just, and what that means is that they cling everything. Now, the green beans you get in the store aren't like that because they're not fresh. So all these little fine little grabby hairs that would be on something you would grow aren't there. And your store purchased items, oh no, I didn't set up properly. Oh, no. All right, let me come back. Let me get this real quick. Oh, shoot. This is what I do with these stuff. Tomatoes, I'm not so concerned about those. Sorry, y'all, my shoulder's really starting to give in. My tomatoes, I'm not so upset with those getting a little frost on them because it just means they got to cook longer. It'll have a little bit more moisture. But like the green beans, I do like to kind of just put out and let them air dry for a little bit before I bag them. I'll let them sit out and dry, and I'll come by and shake them every now and then so that they rotate a bit. And then I'll bag them up right before I go to bed. Oh, these faucets these days. When they say to drip your faucets, does it drive you nuts? Like, drives my nuts. It drives me nuts. But yeah, I just like to take my hand, make sure I get every little bit of dirt off. But what I'm liking about these raised beds, though, is that it doesn't get very dirty at all. At all. Even putting water over it, well, that one finally. But stubborn dirt sometimes. And this may be a little too far, especially with an organic garden, but, you know. It's easier when they're straight. These little curved ones that we got because of the drought, they're harder to clean. All right. Next batch. Oh, I can't wait to get our bumper crop of these. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. But we're going to drop down to 40 for a couple of days, three days. I have temperatures in the 40s. I'm going to perk back up again to summer weather. fall weather, 80s during the day. I wonder if we're getting down to the 60s. I think we're getting down to the 60s as a high, 40s is the low. And see, there's grass that clung. Now it's clinging to my fingers. All right. And the final race here. Almost done. That way too, when I roll them around, I can see if I've lost any, missed anything. But that's only happened once. It was just a blossom that got stuck. It's not anything that... Oh, you know what I did today? I tore down my goji berry. I took it out. That, there was some Virginia creeper in there and some... what is that stuff? I always call it argyritum. It's a purple flossy flower. And that stuff will spread everywhere. And it was on the corner by the new gardens. And I do not want that. Oh, there's a blossom. I don't want that. I don't want that going in the new garden beds at all. So I took it out. I could plant whatever. I think I could go and rescue like a root, put it in a pot, but folks, it's not up to that post-surgery. It's done. So now, let's go, now that we did that, I have that out of my hair. Oh, I'm a fiend about wiping down my counter, around here and around the edges here. I'm like crazy about that stuff. Why? Because my dad was a boatman, and he, even though those boats are teak, first thing it'll rot on a boat is all around the sink. So he got me to be a hyper wiper around the sink, and that's true. And this isn't real granite or anything. It's, you know, pressed board. So if you get enough moisture up under there, it'll start rotting after time. So that'll keep it. And the same with around your seals there. All right, so here's what we have. The scraps go into the worms. We have the peppers here. Okra here, ready to go in the fridge. And these will dry and, and later be bagged up in some Ziploc bags and frozen. Not too shabby. Now, let's see how much how much reward I get for doing all that work. All right, turn that light off. Bring this over here. And we have these. We haven't decided what we're doing with, and the greens. I haven't decided if I'm going to just trash the greens. I may give the greens to the worms. So let's go. Oh, we need our sheet. I'm dropping everything. Let's get a dirty mess there from that beet. All the dirt. But I will say though that soil that the beets are in is a lot easier than it's not as messy as the other stuff. The other soil that I've grown in. All right, let's see. Messy desk here. All my notes. Oh, shit. I need to get you up here. You see the screen? Not with my finger there. Let's punch in some numbers and see what we've got. This is the moment I've been waiting for this week. Here are my other previous sheets here. And We will, let's see. Let's start with this week, yellow wax beans. Yellow wax beans. And we're going with, I'm going to go this week with the old prices. Although the watermelon came down, but I think if anything, things have gone up. Like I said, let's do green beans, 10.9. I can double check it later. I'll do a short as well. And then I'll double check that. I'll double check the prices on it. I have yellow beans is like 20 cents, 206 an ounce, 0.206 an ounce. All right, cherry tomatoes. What do we have this? We have a lot more out there, but we still got 12.8 ounces this week. And it's only Saturday. Tomatoes are better boy. We got 85.9 ounces. $17 worth of tomatoes. Holy cow. The heirloom, we got 32.7. That's almost $8 worth of tomatoes. Miscellaneous peppers that we're calling them. Miscellaneous peppers, 25.0 ounces. $3. And, you know, I know those peppers are a lot more expensive than what I have them here. 0.125. So I have them at 12.5 cents per ounce. And those shishitos are expensive. Bell peppers are generally the cheapest. We didn't harvest any there. But they're normally 37 cents for, well, I've got them in or as organic, because a lot of these, like, they don't have organic. So I'm just using the inorganic price. So this is what we're saving here is way more if you were to go to Whole Foods and buy it organic. Yeah. Now we're done with, we've harvested all of our sweet potato. We won't have any more of that. We will have more watermelon coming in. So I'm just going to insert a couple columns here. And we're going to do the same formula. Copy. I'm going to do the same formula. Copy. Paste. But we're going to take out our quantities and our price. But we do want the formula, so we'll leave the formula there. And then what do we have? We have carrot and cost, and beets and cost. That's, now we have beets and cost. I'm not sure. Let's look at the price of carrots. Shopping. Whole carrots. Walmart. $1.32 for a 1 pound bag. I have looked at Walmart and Kroger pricing to get the lowest cost, but that's on my phone app, so I'm not going to do that here. Where is calculator. 132, 1.32 divided by 16.08 for carrots. 0.082. 0.082. The cost of beets. We got the beet. Everybody. Beets. Go to shopping. Beets, Kroger, Walmart. Oh, Walmart's cheaper. Fresh bunch. It just says bunch. Shall I assume the beets are a pound? View all item details. And then it took me nowhere. Beets. Visit site. No. It doesn't say. Turnips. Gives by the pound. 1 cup raw. I'm going to assume it's a pound. I don't know what else to do. Specs. Where are the specs on the contains the vegetables? That's awesome. Brilliant. We're going to assume it's a pound. Oh, wait. It was a pound at what? How much? Ay. Beets. Shopping. $2.57. Calculator. This is why you guys stay in school, kids. Learn your math. 257 divided by. Go back one. Enter. 16 cents an ounce. All right. And then so carrots, we had 1 ounce. Let's see if my formula followed over. It did. 1 ounce. So we're at 0.8. And then the beets at 4 ounce. That's 64 cents for a beet. All right, so we got that. And then persimmons are all the way over here. Now, persimmons this week, we got, oh, I put that in the wrong place. Cut. Paste. All right. And then we go over to our persimmons, and we had 4. Let's copy that formula. Copy. Paste. But we had 4 at 150. Oh, why is that not formulated? 4. That formulated. Auto sum. 4 times that equals that. All right. I'm on the wrong line. That's why. That's why paste. Cut and paste. All right. No, undo, undo, undo. Undo. I messed that up, didn't I? Because that was last week. So we just need to cut this. Copy, paste. All right. I'm not as good at this as I used to be when I worked. All right. Now we'll auto sum all this. Here we go, because it's going to be the total, the grand total this week. Here we go. You ready? Oh, wait. Sorry. Wrong. Escape. Wrong. I was on the wrong line. All right. Grand total savings this week from the grocery store is, drum roll, please. Oh, I know. We don't need a drum roll. Ha ha. Guess what I got at the thrift store, y'all? That'll be out of drum roll. How's that? The Haitian maracas. They were only $2. I'll add to my percussion set that I have already. All right, ready? Drum roll, please. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. $38.42. Now, I could go out there and harvest a bunch of beets and carrots and make it like 50. But let's see how far we are for the month. For the month. We're going to add 208 plus this 38.42. Oh, no. Delete. Sum that plus plus that. For the month so far, we have saved $246.81 growing our own food. That is awesome. We do have 2 watermelon that we need to give away. I could add those in. That would add $15 and something. That would put us, close to the $50 mark. So we're averaging, $50 grocery savings every week. It's $200 a month, y'all. $200 a month. What would you do if you had an extra $200 a month? Pay off credit cards, put it towards a car loan, put it into savings or investment. What would you do? What would you do? I love it. Now I'm just doing this. It's the first time I've ever calculated how much I grow, how much I'm saving growing. Saving money, I didn't know how much. And I'm really, even before these prices, I'm just shocked at how much we're saving. And now that we're expanding our garden, we just didn't plant as much this year because we didn't have our gardens ready. So we planted way less this year than we normally would have, because normally we have stuff going out on the ground garden, and we didn't do that this year at all. So that's it. To almost $250 so far in savings, y'all, and that's in 3 weeks. Amazing. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. So with those watermelon going, next week it'll be quite a bit. And then we'll also start, and we have been limited too on being able to plant. So I should have already had more carrots and beets planted, but we just planted those today. So we'll have things going on into the winter. Undo. things going on into the winter. Excuse me. So we'll continue to produce here. And I know there are people that live in the north that are still growing carrots and beets through the winter. Um, there are various ways to do it. So if you want to save money and you're like, well, I don't live in a warm climate, you're in zone 8, you know, 7, whatever. Uh, it is indeed possible. 240, close to $247. I'm gonna have to tell Chris. He'll be excited. Save it. Close. I close everything. I'm weird that way. All right. I'm gonna sign out, shut down here because I'm not coming back on. I'm gonna like I said, I hadn't eaten all day, so I'm gonna. Chris is saying he can finish. Let's go check on Chris before we sign out. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so hard to bend down. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I overdid it today with my shoulder. But I'm done. I promise. I'm done. All right. Oh my gosh. He's going to finish it. Oh my gosh, it's dark out there. Oh, you forgot this dirt. That's okay.
I think it's full. Not back. It's got eat up by mosquitoes.
Oh, the mosquitoes are out already? Well, give it up, boy. We're live. Watch your language. But they are. They're terrible. They are terrible. Oh my gosh, you are going to get it done.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it or are you going to close up for tonight? You're getting eat up. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look at this. Isn't that fabulous? So he finished this bed. So if you were with us a minute ago when we totaled up our savings this week, that's only most of this is out of this bed, because this is okra, cherry tomatoes mainly. We have a few smaller ones. That is those okra, the ones I'm calling Better Boy. Green beans are out of here. Look at these collard greens, y'all. Look how big they are already. I need to come in here and thin them out. But I'm going to have to make, I don't know. I don't even know if I should thin them out because they're growing like beasts. I don't know, y'all. Oh my gosh. Now here's my hand. Here's a leaf. I like gangbusters. Gangbusters. But I was only going to have 3 growing in here. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 growing in there. But now we have the beets and carrots coming in, y'all. So we've got that. Today I planted those 2 types of cabbage there. We planted kale and Napa cabbage over here. I did like 2 rows of kale here and 1 row of Napa cabbage. Here I planted more beets and carrots. This side is carrots, this side beets. And then Chris just finished this, and I think I'm gonna plant all broccoli in there. So Chris, do you want to bring out those 3 of the fiberglass too while you're in there? So I don't know, once we do these fiberglass rods to put nets over the gardens. And that's the only protection they get through the winter. And that's only to protect them from cabbage moths and stuff. So, But maybe I'll do those tomorrow or next week. Get those fiberglass rods in. So we went to. Look at that. That's one of those drought. I call them drought beans, but look at all those blossoms down there. I call them drought beans because they're short and they curl. They're small. But yeah. I hear all the geese. I think they're trying to get settled down over there. But yeah, we have a lot still coming here mid-October. So got all of those tomatoes coming in. So next week I'll be bringing those in. That looks amazing, hun. You did a stellar job. That is amazing. And see, this is what I'm saying. We didn't have a lot of time. That wasn't even planted. That came much later because that was a tear off of one of the plants there that I stuck in the ground. But we just like threw. That's why the okra's in front of the tomatoes, because I just like in a hurry to plant stuff so we could take our vacation, get on the road. But it's amazing. Holy cow. Chris gets like 10 stars. 10 stars. And then we still have all those. There's a bunch of tomatoes there to harvest. And the okra's still blooming. The peppers are still going. Yeah. And still a bunch of watermelon out there to get rid of. Oh gosh. How much in watermelon do we have out there? They're going for like $8 each. 32. $48. It's 48. There may be another watermelon out there at a weird angle. Oh, there's another one. But at least $48 left in watermelon. So we're done. Chris is gonna finish up out here. I'm gonna run the sprinkler. Just get this thing out for him. Shut this up and I can get the sprinkler going. Took the scissors in. Oh my gosh. Can't believe this, y'all. And this is what? This is 10, 20. It's like a 20 by 20 space. So it's relatively small, but let me tell you, these heart-shaped gardens and then these in between, and then there's space in the back of all of these. You see there's a little space to go there. In fact, Chris does go back behind the green beans to pick. A little space there. But yeah, and then there's room for the wheelbarrow in every lane. It came out, my measurements worked out really well. And these, because they're modular, and you can break them down, make them shorter, make them longer, it makes it easy to configure. But I did all right as a girl, getting my measuring done. Should have, heck, I took architecture. Took architecture and mechanical drafting. I don't know how to measure stuff. In fact, when I took my, I was getting cabinets when I first bought this house, because their cabinets were disgusting. I wasn't going to, and then once I opened the drawers, I was like, oh my gosh. So I ordered new cabinets, and they laughed. They're like, you're the first person ever to get measurements right on a kitchen build. Well, I also hung drywall, so there was that. So yeah, I'm gonna get the sprinkler going. These can sit here. Oh, here, tool. These can sit here.
Yeah, I'll get the bricks later.
Yeah, all this can sit here. Not gonna hurt anything. get in. I'll end my live, and then we'll get showers and dinner. You know, it's been a long day, and I didn't get up to the crack of noon. Seriously, not kidding. The alarm woke me up. I had my alarm set for noon. So there we go. I've got all that stuff planted. We're gonna run the sprinkler for a good while tonight. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow, but man, we live in a heat dome, so we never know what we're going to get here. Usually all the little cities around us get something and we get nothing. So, but water is cheap here, but we don't, I try to not run sprinkler to grow food too often. But yeah, we have been in a bad drought here at the end of the season. So, but I'm going to end it here, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me while I harvested and, all day really. We did a little butterfly watching and harvesting and a little talking, and then we got everything processed and weighed, done for the week. So I really, really appreciate y'all hanging out. I love it. Love y'all. Y'all have a great weekend. And, plant something. Let me know. Oh, Bopak, you're there. Thanks, man. Thanks. Well, I was like, dang, we have that deer-proof area. We need to, stick stuff in the deer-proof area. I don't think anything's going to jump in there. And then we got to get that. I told Chris, I said, now we can start thinking about the big ground garden. That's going to be 120 feet by... Come on down and help, Bopak. So did you see the savings this week was it wasn't as big as the last week's, but I did pull my first carrot and beet. I just didn't want to pull more to make, my savings. I think it was 47. 47, but for 3 weeks we're at, there go the geese. They're bedding down for the night. What was our savings so far? 200. We're getting close to 300. We'll hit 300 this coming week on savings. So $300 in 1 month. Is it 300 or 200? I don't remember. I'm tired. We're going to shower, order pizza. Order pizza, shower, and rub each other with arthritis cream today. Make it an exciting date night with our arthritis cream rubs. Oh gosh, this is the peppers this week, Bopak. Oh, where are you? Are you here? Are we still here? Oh, you're the other way. Here are the peppers this week, Bopak. There's a lot. What would you do? What would you do to the peppers? Stuff them? I was thinking of a stuffing mix, like a lot of veggie stuffing mix. Here's my first carrot. And the beet. The beet goes on. The beet looks gorgeous. So, and then we just have the green beans that we harvested. The green beans are putting out new blossoms on everything. Like they're clean and they're just producing because we've been on the picking of them. I told Chris, you got to keep them picked and they'll keep producing. So, and then the persimmons. I already processed tomatoes for this week, or I have them over there in the window ripening. Yeah, we had a good, really, really good week harvest and production. You did outstanding today. I can't believe, because that's a record. You've only always filled one bed a day.
Such is my preference.
Such is your preference, but you knocked out 2. And not only that, they were bigger per foot beds that you knocked out today. So yeah, that's why I said tonight's date night is rubbing
analgesic cream on the
rubbing
back.
arthritis cream on each other's sore spots. So.
Yeah,
Date night. So you want to shower first, then get pizza, or
no, I can just go over there. I mean, they'll still take my money.
let's order it ahead though.
They're a mile away. I mean, if you want to call them, or I, mean, I can call them, or it's still
Whatever.
They're close. I'm just looking for the Detroit pizza specifically. I'm looking on the menu. It says that there's a slice and there's other items that say the word Detroit in it.
I'll help you in a minute. All right, let me say goodbye. All right. Hey, Bopok, I think Coach is back to doing he's back to doing wrestling, I believe. So it's kind of sad because Bimbo's not in there. Hey, Habitual Hobbies, good to see you. Welcome. We grew some wax yellow beans. We've got peppers. We've got tomatoes, beets, carrots, okra. Persimmons are in right now. We have watermelon out there that we haven't harvested today or processed. Did I say okra? The orchard's pretty much done. The last thing we have grown in the orchard is the persimmons. And we have the watermelon in the ground garden. The ground garden's getting ready to be a revamp to 130 by 30-foot space with 6-foot fencing in. My husband, the champ, just finished doing how many raised beds? Beds filling the. Yeah, it's been a long process. We started in the spring and he just finished. So that's kind of been keeping us busy. And yeah, and then we garden year round here. So I have collard greens in. I just planted kales, cabbages, like 3 different types of cabbages, Japanese, Chinese, I think, and German. We plant more beets and carrots, and what else did I plant? Oh, I'm going to plant broccoli. There's one bed to plant in, and then I also planted kale and Napa cabbage in another bed. So a couple rows of kale. It's a dwarf. I believe it's all dwarf kale. So that's what we got going on today. Not too much. Craziness. So, but anyway, we appreciate you watching. Thanks for all the likes. I really appreciate that. I know I went live 3 times today, but I also lost a garden tour Saturday video, and I didn't go live on Wednesday for music trivia. So, but it was done. I'm just overwhelmed, y'all. Week, and then my exercises in between physical therapy and just recovering from physical therapy, being in pain, just keeping up these days has been tough. So, and then what album is Yes playing? Bopok, are you still here?
Fragile, all of Fragile.
Oh, so yeah, we're gonna go see Yes play all of the Fragile album on next Friday.
Fragile tour.
So yeah. So we're trying to work our butts off and still reward ourselves here and there for our hard work. So, and I'm still hoping to get to a car event of some kind. I have them scheduled. I have them on my calendar. We just need to have the time to get to one. Now that those beds are built, we'll have to throw in. Now that all that's done, honey, let's do something. Let's go to a race. Let's go to a car show or something. I have another thing that I haven't talked to you about that I want to do. But you're going to have to do it because I can't.
Okay.
But I would just like to go there to hang out too.
Right.
To watch stuff. So either way, if you want to.
Okay, car shows are cool.
But yeah.
Pretty low key.
This isn't really a car show, but yeah. So anyway, grew some of those types of peppers. I did a cheese stuff type of thing with them. Yeah. So I'm thinking meat and cheese or meat and rice. I don't know. I was thinking I have a box of like stovetop, and I was thinking about adding a bunch of stuff to it. But you know what? The other thing I like is I like poblano peppers with meat, rice, raisins, and almonds. Oh my gosh, so good. So and cheese, and cheese. It has to have cheese. So I don't know. I know a lot of people in the South like to fry the peppers. Did I fry some pepper rings early in the season? I think so because I did some onions that I had to get rid of and peppers and just made a like a mix. Oh, and the okra. I think I did a mix of onion, pepper, and okra in a fry. That was really good. So, all right, y'all. That's it. We're ending it. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all take care. Love you very much, and we'll see you later. Bye. Have a good weekend, Bam Bam, and Bopak and Habitual Hobbies.